Hello, Anointed Ones, and welcome back to Anointed TV, where we keep you updated on every development surrounding the Daystar TV saga. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any updates. In today's video, we're diving into a fascinating perspective from retired FBI agent Linda Rayre. With over 25 years of experience, including 23 as a special agent and 7 as a licensed private investigator, Linda has shared her expert analysis on the allegations made by Jonathan and Susie Lamb. These allegations claim that the late Marcus and Joni Lamb covered up the SA of their daughter by a close relative, referred to as Pete. Linda posted her insights on her X page. Let's hear what she shared, then I will be back to break her insights down for you. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get into it.
I've taken a few days off of X while getting some work done and musing about how ridiculous the Daystar team's news that they were informed that the CSA investigation was closed because there was no merit. I'm not even going to respond to them anymore because it is so ridiculous. So, I decided to write some thoughts down as to why I see that the credibility is on the side of Jonathan and Susie. I don't come to this conclusion as an armchair quarterback. I came to it with 25 years with the FBI, 23 having been a special agent, and approximately 7 years as a licensed private investigator. I have quite a bit of experience in ferreting out falsehoods and misdirection. Here are some things to consider when evaluating the validity information of witness statements obtained in the course of an investigation. Was it provided by someone who had direct knowledge of the matter? Were they physically present or in a position to observe or overhear? Were they directly involved? Is it corroborated by other data, such as other witnesses with direct knowledge, recorded conversations, texts, phone calls, messages, social media postings, documents, videos, or photographs? Has the witness been consistent with the details of the matter? It is reasonable for a witness to recall additional details after the initial interview. Is the source a subject expert on the matter at hand? Are they of good repute? Is the information provided plausible? Does the person providing the information have an agenda? Secondhand information is referred to as hearsay and is not admissible in court, but can be helpful in identifying other witnesses. Also, CSA investigations, while they are numerous, they are unique. They require skills and tactics that aren't usually necessary in typical criminal investigations. Here are some examples that make me tend towards the veracity of Jonathan and Susie Lamb's testimony. 1. Their story has been consistent throughout the years. 2. Their version of what the daughter told them had happened to her, and their description of the change in her personality and fearful reactions to a certain family member subsequent to the alleged incident has remained consistent. 2 reliable witnesses, which includes a licensed professional counselor who also holds certification in forensic counseling, concur that the daughter was displaying trauma reactions consistent with CSA. 3. The initial trip to the school with Joni to talk to the teachers and investigate if the abuser was related to the school does not take away from the veracity of the child's complaint because Susie, unwittingly, asked leading questions regarding where her daughter originally disclosed the abuse happened. 4. Their dropping of the CSA matter with the family was based upon false information provided to them via Marcus Lamb, who had been told by Rachel Lamb that Debbie Leonhardt, the licensed professional counselor with certification in forensic counseling, had cleared Pete of any involvement in the CSA. That this was false is attested to by 2 reliable witnesses not related to the family. 5. Their versions of what transpired in the Daystar board meetings are corroborated by the legal clandestine audio recordings of the meeting, while other attendees denied what was clearly recorded. On the Daystar side, my observations are that their narrative relies on hearsay information and opinion, clearly debunked information and information that has no corroboration outside of their tight circle. Another thing that, for me, tends toward impeaching Joni's version is her consistent deflection of the topic at hand by accusing Jonathan of wanting to depose her and take over Daystar. This was observed throughout the recorded audio. This is a typical Darvo ploy. While most definitions of Darvo only use deny as the first letter in the acronym, it also can be deflect, where the offender never answers the question at hand and changes the subject to something that suits them and attacks the person posing the question. This article is aimed primarily at essay situations, but it's a tactic that is very common among the general criminal population. As I used to tell the trainee agents I had been assigned to oversee, the goal of a criminal investigation is not just to put someone in prison. The foremost goal is to find out what is true and then put the perpetrator in prison. And that person might not be the one originally suspected. In closing, the Colliesville PD has confirmed that the CSA investigation is still open. The Texas Penal Code sets the statute of limitations in the case of CSA as 20 years, starting at the date the minor reached 18 years of age. That means that this case can remain active for another 29 years if need be. Also, in the case where the abuser has not been identified, there is no statute of limitations. The one thing that is beyond question in this investigation is that Baby Lamb was the victim of CSA. Keep praying for number justice for Baby Lamb. Seek truth no matter where it leads.
Linda begins her post by dismissing the Daystar team's statement that the CSA investigation was closed due to lack of merit. She outright calls this claim ridiculous and explains that she has decided to focus on outlining why she finds credibility in Jonathan and Susie's side of the story. Linda explains that her conclusions are grounded in years of professional experience uncovering falsehoods and misdirection. To help us understand her reasoning, she shared key factors she evaluates when assessing the validity of witness statements. In Linda's analysis of Jonathan and Susie's allegations, she highlights several points that lean toward their credibility. 1. Consistency. Their story has remained consistent over the years, from the initial disclosure by their daughter to the details they've shared about the impact of the abuse. 2. Corroboration. A licensed professional counselor with forensic certification and another reliable witness have confirmed that the daughter displayed trauma reactions consistent with CSA. 3. Initial missteps. While Susie initially asked leading questions, this doesn't discredit the child's complaint. 4. False information. Marcus Lamb reportedly received false information from Rachel Lamb that led to the family dropping the CSA matter. 2 reliable witnesses have attested to the falsehood. Evidence 5. Legal audio recordings of Daystar board meetings corroborate Jonathan and Susie's accounts, despite denials from other attendees. Linda also points out a troubling pattern in Joni Lamb's responses. According to Linda, Joni often deflects from the issue at hand by accusing Jonathan of wanting to take over Daystar. This aligns with a psychological tactic known as DARVO: deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. While typically discussed in the context of sexual assault, Linda notes it's common in broader criminal cases as well. Finally, Linda addresses the ongoing investigation. Despite claims to the contrary, the Colleyville Police Department has confirmed that the CSA case is still open. Under Texas law, the statute of limitations for CSA cases extends for 20 years after the victim turns 18. This means the case could remain active for nearly 3 decades, and in cases where the abuser hasn't been identified, there's no statute of limitations at all. Linda closes her post with a powerful reminder. The goal of any criminal investigation isn't just to put someone in prison, but to uncover the truth. And as of now, one thing remains clear. Baby Lamb was a victim of CSA. Justice must prevail. That's all for today's video. Let's keep praying for justice and seeking the truth, no matter where it leads. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who are following this case. And don't forget to comment below with your thoughts and join the conversation. Until next time, stay blessed, anointed ones.